Good evening, my name is Brendan and welcome back to my channel. Tonight I want to chat to you about fear of rejection, what it actually is, and why I've had quite an intimate experience with it throughout my life. When I was 2 years old, I got burnt by a fondue, which is a scar over here. I also have keloid burns on my arm and actually on my shoulder up here. And the funny thing is, when you're a youngster, you're oblivious to everybody else. But it's as you grow older, you become more and more conscious of how you look and how you interact with this world. And so, along with this so-called disfigurement or negative mark in today's society, it comes with a whole variety of different challenges. But the beautiful thing is, we are each unique. No two of us are alike. And the beautiful thing is, when you look at it from a perspective standpoint, you were never meant to blend in. So for those of you who have got some pigmentation issues or a scar similar to this, or any other type of burn or any other facial so-called negative trait, wear it with pride, because it means you're never meant to blend in, you're meant to stand out. You're meant to be different, you're not meant to look like other people. That's because you are different, and your journey's been different to everybody else's too. And along comes with me, the journey's been probably a little bit more difficult as I got older, probably more on a social scene and sort of dating women. We become a very sort of looks orientated society. So we're worried if someone will find us attractive, or rather than actually just being ourselves, just being you and letting that shine through. Your looks will fade, but your true essence, your true being, the beauty within, can always shine regardless of how you look. And so the interesting thing about fear of rejection, and how it's so closely linked, is that the greatest disease, in my opinion, or greatest stumbling block that I feel humanity is dealing with at the moment, is approval. And so as children, we're not conscious of other people. We are still learning, adapting to this sort of 3D world. And as you get older, you learn that other people are around and they can start to affect your moods. If your parents get angry, or they shout at you, or you get the cold shoulder or silent treatment, you internalize that and you project it on yourselves. So for the interesting thing here is, rejection or fear of rejection is actually you rejecting yourself. And so with regards to, say, a scar, something like this, it's not actually the other person. It's the fear of what they think, or it's the fear of what you think about yourself. So if you were to truly and honestly love yourself and approve of yourself, and that's just the little chit-chat and the little egoic voice in your mind, if that was kind and gentle with you, you would never ever worry about fear of rejection. But anytime we feel any type of angst, discomfort, guilt, fear, anxiety, anything of this sort of nature, or these sort of uncomfortable emotions, what it means is we're looking for something outside of ourselves. And I know this is quite difficult when one is not conscious of their thought processes. So, I've been conscious for about 10 odd years now, and often sometimes ignorance is bliss, because you're not actually aware that you yourself are hurting you. So if someone rejects you, all they're actually doing is mirroring back to you what you feel about yourself. So no one really has the power. All they're doing is just helping you to look into the mirror and see where you actually need to do some work, where you actually need to focus your attention on healing those aspects within yourself. And so the pain you actually feel is not as a result of the other person. They're actually a gift in that they're helping you to highlight certain wounds from your childhood that you need to focus on. And therefore, if we look at it, it's quite a difficult thing because often it's really, really painful. But if you look at it from eyes of gratitude, so what is this person, through this discomfort, trying to help me or make visible about me that I haven't seen yet? Excuse me. So fear of rejection is nothing really other than placing someone else's opinion of you ahead of your own. We've learned to value outside and not inside, rather than living internally out. We're placing value on what other people think. But if that's the case, then if they dislike us, they can cause us a lot of harm. So we're putting our entire emotional state, or we're captive by other people's perception of us. So if you go back and look at any instance where you're feeling anxious, it's because you're looking for that person's approval or fear of conflict. They're not going to like you. If someone breaks up with you, what can overnight happen is it's going from a close, loving, kind relationship to the next day you're not in each other's lives. First of all, there's a lot of shock. I understand there's a process to go through it, but that actual pain is what you've come accustomed to and used to every day. Their approval is no longer available to you. And so as you start to learn and maybe ponder back on the past, for those really painful relationships, and actually see the gift that they were and the growth they assisted you with, you can actually look back and think, wow, I'm really grateful for that person because I am a better, more rounded individual and I've grown tremendously. So the pain is a great teacher in that the pain is self-inflicted. When it's heartache, you're feeling it inside your heart, but it's just a symptom of a thought. It's not actually your heart aching. There's an emotion, a train of thought going through that's causing the corresponding feeling in your body, in whichever location it is. So fear of rejection, the basis of it is that person is mirroring how you are rejecting yourself. And if you can start to look at that and work internally with that, you'll start to overcome this gradually. We're always going to be working on something. But if you can overcome that fear of rejection, stop rejecting self, and that's just paying attention to the thoughts and the beliefs that trigger or fuel the little negative chit-chat in your mind, you're going to find some amazing space. So that's my story. I'm going to put up some pics, of me when I was a youngster and where I am now. Obviously as I've aged a little bit, my skin's discolored, or it's obviously got a little bit older. It's not as flexible as it was. But I'm learning. It's going to be a never-ending journey. Let me try that again. To accept my uniqueness, my flaws, my so-called imperfections as such. But it's who I am. It makes me me. It's also brought a lot of humility in that I don't base my interaction on how I look. I never have, and so for that I'm really grateful. A lot of people base who they are, their whole persona, on what they look like. Fortunately, and this is a positive, I don't act from how I look. I act from who I am. And also, plus being an empath and sort of highly intuitive, I can also sense what's going on. So, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching this. If any of you out there are physically scarred, I know we're all emotionally scarred. It's part of the journey. But if any of you are scarred, I'd love to hear from you. If anything's still posing a challenge, or if you'd like some guidance, I'm just an email away. yeah, so thank you very much, and I look forward to putting out more of these videos in the future. Thank you.